This episode of Nintendo Pow Block is brought to you by, well, you. If you want to learn how to support our family of podcasts, head over to patreon.com/bossrushmedia or search for us on the Patreon app on your smart device. Thanks for helping us build something better. Hello everybody, welcome to Nintendo Pow Block here on Boss Rush Games. I'm your host, enlightened and excited Eddie V. I can't believe I messed it up. But anywho, everybody, you know who I am. Of course, I have the bossman himself, the one, the only, Mr. Courty Derrick. Hello, good sir.
Hello, Ed. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
Great. That makes one of us.
You're doing great too.
Yes, I'm always great.
Yes. And of course, she's making her return back to the show, the courageous, and the TikToker herself, Miss Courty Yikes. Hello.
Woo. Hi, guys. We're back, baby.
Yes, we are back. Me and Jesse actually had a discussion about TikTok. You guys will be able to see that in future weeks. I can't reveal what it is just yet, but we had a really good discussion about TikTok. And everybody, we got a special guest and also another person who's going to be in the chair with us for the Turn by Turn podcast. Everybody, give a rounding applause for the one, the only, Daniel McGarr. Hello, good sir.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for having me back.
Yes, the Digimon master himself. Yes.
An old Digimoner himself.
Last time I was on your show, my internet crapped out, and I disappear throughout the episode. So my internet is now straightened out, and I'll probably only disappear a few times throughout this episode.
Oh,
but way less than last time.
We'll just call you the magical McGarr.
Yeah, I'll just send you some screenshots that you can fill in if it goes black.
Yeah. We'll use one of those new AI programs to kind of, say what you were going to say, but have just a weird, terrible photoshopped image of your head with your mouth going up and down like a South Park character. It'll be fine.
Wow.
It'll work out.
There's an idea.
Courty, how was your weekend?
Not too shabby.
That's all?
That's it. That's all it is. All good things. Not too shabby.
Okay, of course we got a special guest in the back, Courty's house. So, yay. Daniel, how was your weekend?
Good. So this is one of those rare, extremely rare weekends where I didn't actually work.
Ooh.
So since I didn't work, I sat around pondering what I'm supposed to do because I don't really get a lot of days off. So I just sort of spend a lot of time sitting there pondering all the things I should be doing instead of actually doing anything. But
you're like that Narcos meme.
Yeah.
Did you go stand in an empty swimming pool with your hands in your pockets just looking disappointed that you had nothing to do?
I sat on a desolate couch watching Wife Swap longer than I probably should have. Does that count?
Did you watch the episode?
I guess.
Did you watch the episode with the women, the Christian women, who was just
That's every episode, Ed. Come on.
Well, she's the big she was the big lady. She was well known for her outbursts.
That's was her name Karen? Sounds like a Karen move.
Probably.
I think most of the Wife Swap wives are named Karen.
You think they all since they're all named Karen, you think they just wear T-shirts with numbers on them? Say this is Karen 1, Karen 2, Karen Red, Karen Blue.
Do you have the bang signature bangs haircut?
Well, Corey, how was your weekend?
It was all right. We the kids have been sick off and on most of the week, so we kind of just did some things and hung out, and I sold a bunch of stuff because the original thought was to, hey, I'm going to sell a bunch of stuff so I can go to PAX, and then obviously that didn't happen, and so I've decided to sell a bunch of stuff to kind of. We're looking for a house, so some of that money is going to go towards stuff like, a new couch, because a new house does not deserve a couch with kids' crayons and markers drawn all over it. That'll probably go in the basement.
Yeah, no, you need a new couch to add new crayons and markers to.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the plan is to, I mean, not that our space is that small, but like the plan is to they can have their own kind of toy and coloring room. Although they have that now, and guess what? They drag all the toys from there into the living room anyway. So the other thing I'm saving for is a new TV for whatever style of quote unquote game room or man cave or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
So and I'm gonna have all my statues on display and all the good things.
I proclaim it as the game office.
Yeah. I mean, I'm planning on having some sort of like not bigger, but just like nicer recording space, because like I recorded in our office now, but it's half my office, half my wife's office. All of our kids' books and stuff are in here, and they're in here half the time anyway. And it's like, that's why the lights are always off behind me, because like there's just stuff. So,
Yes. Well, for me, I
nobody asked you how your weekend was. Nobody wants to know.
I went to the movies. The Studio Ghibli Fan Fest has started, and their first showing was My Neighbor Totoro. And it was the Japanese track that they showed, and it was so good just watching it, like in Japanese. I had my nacho snacks, my Tostitos, and nacho cheese, and by the time the movie started, my nachos was gone. So all I had was my Coca-Cola cherry. So I drank that halfway, and I was just like, let me go to the bathroom. But I watched the whole movie and everything, and it's just, I love My Neighbor Totoro. They had the G Kids symbol, and I know next month, I definitely have to go next month, because they're doing the live action play Spirits of the Way. And it's the first time they're doing it in America. So if that's a day that I gotta record something, I'm not gonna be there, because I have to go watch this. So
maybe a team player. If you want to be a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushMedia, and find out which tier is right for you. Our Patreon producers at the $5 tier or higher for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Deering, Francisco Santillan, and Rebecca Jewell. Thank you for your continued support.
What? I'm just saying. So I'm definitely excited. It's a lot of the movies like that I have on Blu-ray, but I haven't watched yet. That's going to also be there. So I'm going to be trying to watch like The Wind Rises. I got it, but I've never seen it or anything. So I'm going to try to watch it, but then I'm going to go to the movie theaters and watch it there. And I cannot wait for Spirits of the Way, House, Moving Castle.
You have the movie, but you've never watched it?
I never watched it. No, they just released it. They just released it in a steelbook form. So The Wind Rises I never watched because I never bought it. So this is the first time me seeing it like on Blu-ray for me to buy it. But since Studio Ghibli movies don't come to the movie theater, I love to go see them and watch them there and try to get that experience. So when that one comes, I definitely want to see it and everything. So that's for the next 10 months though. So I'm excited for that.
So it's a live action stage play?
For Spirits of the Way, yes.
I have a ton of questions about how they would do that, but not the show for that.
Well, they're gonna have 2 separate screenings for it, because 2 of them got 2 different leading actresses playing the main character. So that's why I'm excited to go see it, because I didn't even know they did a live performance of it. So I only just thought it was just the animated movie. So going to see that for the first time, I'm definitely excited to go see. And hopefully they release. I think hopefully after all of this is over with, the fan fest is over with, that they actually release the movie here in America. Because normally the fan fest starts like in the summer and like kind of ends in like October, but they did something very different. They like did I think because it's 10 years that they're celebrating Miyazaki. They decided to do 10 of his films. The only thing that they're not doing is Lupin the Third. So
Why not?
because Studio Ghibli didn't make it. It was
Lame.
he it was his first their directorial debut, but it was for a different animated studio. So
Seems like that one would be pretty important to his career, though.
it yeah. Surprisingly, LeBron didn't even know that Miyazaki did Lupin the Third. He was like, "Wait, what?" I'm like, "Yeah." So that's my weekend, and definitely playing some games and relaxing, eating some good food, and I cannot wait for our next section, which you guys are ready.
I guess so.
All right, let's get into our next section. It's time for Snackendo! Daniel, what have you been snacking on?
All right, so I've been trying to eat healthier, which has gone terribly so far. But
Usually does.
As always.
yeah, so it's nice to have some support here. But I had tried this Nutella stuffed donut, and that was like really, really good. To the point where I'll probably have more, and this whole trying to eat healthier thing has just gone out the window. And then I had this subpar snack called Muddy Buddies, which is like Chex Mix covered in some sort of mixture of chocolate and peanut butter and powdered sugar, which is kind of not bad, but probably not something I'd get again.
Fair.
And then
I'm not a big fan of like Chex Mix or like I think we used to call some. This sounds pretty similar, but Puppy Chow, which is I think it's just like chocolatey Chex Mix basically, and
Yep.
just not a fan of that stuff.
Well, it's just like you get through like the sweet, and there's like this weird corn textured thing under it.
Yeah.
So it's like just disappointment.
Yeah. That'll happen, I guess. Disappointment. It's the story of my food life right now.
Well, Corey, what have you been snacking on?
Well, Ed, my wife used the air fryer tonight to make some wings, and they were pretty good, except we ran out of sauce, so we made our own. We had some just plain old buffalo sauce in the fridge, and so we took buffalo sauce and ranch and just whipped it up together, and then just made some buffalo ranch, and it was pretty good.
Nice.
I gotta tell you, man, I know some people roll their eyes when they hear the term air fryer, but man, air fryers are worth every penny.
I love our air fryer.
I know, I love it
It
too.
saves so much time. Makes me feel like I'm mildly healthier. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
just a smidge.
yeah. I didn't feel as gross when I ate the wings tonight. It made me feel like I could eat more and not feel bad about myself.
How many did you
That's
eat?
even better.
Well, there weren't really that many. They were like where the drumsticks and the wings are still attached, those types of wings.
Okay.
I don't really care for, but I don't know. The air fryer made them crispy and juicy, and they were still really good. And I had like 6 of them, so it's pretty good. They were pretty decent size and pretty meaty. I like a good meaty wing. And just to top it off, I had a salad I was like, whoa, you're having this terrible food for you. You might as well have a salad. What was in my salad, you ask? Croutons and ranch dressing.
At least it was a salad.
It was a salad.
It counts.
Right. By the way, side tangent. Courty and Daniel, you guys might be too young to remember this. Ed, remember the Real Men of Genius commercials, the Budweiser commercials?
Yes.
And they had taco salad, the taco salad inventor.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I saw that. It was like a 90s commercial, kids or something, Instagram reel or TikTok or something. And they posted a bunch of those commercials, and that was one of them. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so funny. A 2,000 calorie salad, but it's healthy because it's a salad.
Right.
Only add lettuce if there's a room. Oh, so good. It's a great commercial. I recommend looking up the Real Men of Genius 90s Budweiser commercials when you guys have time. Really good. Really funny. Anyways, I
remember that.
reminded me of that.
Well, Courty, what had you been snacking on?
I guess not much besides my chicken sandwich that I just got. I did try this week this wonderful place called Shake Shack. Never had it before.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I didn't like it.
It's
Shocker.
not that
The shakes are bomb. Shake Shack do got some
bad. I
bomb
didn't have the
shakes.
shake. I had like a double cheeseburger and like their chili cheese fries.
Okay, their chili cheese fries are good. Did the burger have some seasoning? Because that's one of the problems with it. Shake Shack don't have no season
I
sometimes.
don't know. They had their Shake Shack sauce on
Okay.
it. And it wasn't bad.
Okay, that's good.
Their burgers are good. They just feel wet. They're just
Yeah.
There's a lot of grease in that thing.
That's the best part.
I'm fine with the grease. I think it's just sometimes like the meat don't taste seasoned. Like they just do the patty right on the cooker or pan and just cooked it and that's it. I'm like, y'all not gonna season this? Y'all not gonna add no kind of flavor?
Yeah,
Not
that's
everything needs seasoning, Ed.
the remaining.
Are you sure, Corey?
No. You know how much salt I put on everything?
A
Mostly,
lot.
to be fair, mostly because, and I've realized I've added more salt to everything since I had COVID last year because I just can't taste anything correctly. Like nothing tastes. I just can't taste anything, and it's getting better, but it's still nothing tastes right. So I just add salt and pepper to everything. Literally everything. I add salt and pepper to.
It's like your backup taste sensor being like, oh crap, do I have COVID or is this? Let me just add a little bit more. Let me see if I can taste it at all.
Yeah, it's just it's one of those things. But yeah.
I do recommend getting one of their shakes, Courty, next time. If you do.
Which flavor should I get?
I would
Cookies
probably.
and
Well,
cream.
I love banana. Banana's mine. But if they kind of,
Yeah.
I love.
Banana?
You know, I love banana milkshakes.
Doesn't matter, Ed. It's not the first flavor you try.
Yes, I do.
You try the normal flavors first, and if the normal flavors are good, then you experiment.
The number flavors would be just chocolate.
Delicious.
But I said for me, I was just like, I love banana milkshakes. So I was gonna recommend that. But if you just want like a basic taste, the chocolate ones are good. And if they have cookie and cream, you get that one too.
Cookies and cream. You know what I used to get all the time is actually hot fudge milkshakes. Have you ever had a hot fudge milkshake?
Mm-hmm.
So good. Oh, it's so
Yes.
Amazing.
From Dairy Queen.
No, well, there's a places by our house called Welch's that we go to, and I get one from there. Or we used to go to a local place called Strickland's, which isn't open anymore, but I used to get it from there as well, and it's very good. I used back in the day when I was like really didn't care what I was eating, I would get the fudge brownie milkshake with hot fudge in it. Let me tell you, good thing they had extra wide straws because you get a big chunk of brownie in there with some hot fudge in there. Oh my gosh, so good.
Daniel, do you like shakes? Milkshakes?
Oh yeah.
Who doesn't like milkshakes, Ed?
What favorite? Which one do you go for?
Probably like a chocolate peanut butter sort of mix. or something like that.
Ooh.
Or like if you can get brownie in there, all the better.
Hmm.
But nothing like banana or like no fruit, probably.
Oh,
Well,
you don't say. No bananas in your milkshake, your dessert.
well, so the banana was
Strawberry.
the banana milkshakes I get. They it's only the banana flavor. There's no actual banana in it. So
So it's like a milkshake, runt in milkshake form.
So it's lying to itself.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
usually get the banana cream ones. Those ones are good when they have like the
Those-
cookie bits in them.
yeah, those are good.
Sign me up.
Well, everybody, for me, of course, I had some sushi after I got off the movie because I was close to my favorite grocery store, so I just stopped in there. They are reselling the Mountain Dew Real Sugar. That's the one that got the cane sugar in it. So pick that up to give it see if it tastes different. No, it tastes the same. It's less sweeter than regular Mountain Dew because that Mountain Dew has like corn syrup in it. But I was showing Daniel this. I tried these called Cas bars. And this one is triple chocolate. And what it is if you they're like cakes with this fudge in it, and then they got crunchy like cookie parts into in the fudge. They're just like little mini stuff. But if you think of Little Debbie, those long frosted chocolate fudge bars that they have, it tastes like that with cookie bits in them, and they're so good. They have a caramel one to it, but I didn't get it. I'll try that one next time. So that was my new snack that I got, and I do recommend it. It is Hosties, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I did have also some Chipotle, and I had their new chicken al pastor, where they said where fire meets flavor. It's chicken with a splash of pineapple, fresh lime, and cilantro, and it wasn't bad. It really has some heat to it though. So
See,
I was just like,
I had it yesterday, and I didn't think it was
uh-huh.
hot at all. But also, our entire order was messed up, so I don't even know if I got the right chicken, to be honest with you. But yeah, I wanted it because I really liked that steak. Remember that steak they had a couple months ago? The garlic
Yes.
blah blah steak.
Yeah.
It was really
That one was
good.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it was just interesting to see how they chicken and pineapple would taste for me. I know that I think it was it was spicy and it was sweet. It didn't really have a kick like my mouth was burning or anything, but like I ate half of it because I got full and fell asleep, and then I woke up and after it cooled down, I ate some more, and it was just like it was really good and stuff. Would I order it again? Maybe like on a special occasion, since it got like free delivery and stuff. I probably would do that. But other than that, that's pretty much all I like really snacked on. I haven't really, found anything just new yet besides the Chipotle. So that's going to be it for me for Snack Tendo. And everybody, you know what time it is. It's time for Playing with
You
Power.
never asked Daniel.
I did ask Daniel.
Did you?
I started.
Oh,
Right.
that's on me. My bad. I was like, wait a minute, we didn't even ask him.
Daniel, what'd you snack on? I'm just kidding.
Oh well, funny you should ask. I just repeat it.
Everybody, now it's time for Playing with Power. Courty, what have you been playing with Power?
I've been playing Scramble to Get Stuff Done Simulator 2.
Sounds awful.
Yeah, it's not as good as the first one. No, I've just been jumping around from game to game because I'm in like I'm in Tears of the Kingdom comes out in 5 weeks mode, and ready to want to play that game. So I'm kind of just messing around with a bunch of other games until then, including Breath of the Wild. I'm just running around getting used to the controls again, mostly. So I can prepare myself, because I assume the controls mostly are going to be the same, aside from whatever the new stuff is. So I'm trying to refamiliarize with myself with the world and the controls and the characters and everything, just to see, because the next in May, June, probably July are going to all be Zelda book clubs, I'm assuming. So, I've been playing a lot of that. I've been playing. I actually turned my Wii U on the other day because like a lot of people were saying that their Wii U's were getting bricked if you weren't using them. And I was like, well, I've had mine on quite a few times within the last couple of years, but let me turn it on just in case. And I played the opening of Wind Waker the other day. I was like, man, this game still good. Might play this after Tears of the Kingdom. Again, just because it's really good. Just, in case anybody didn't own a GameCube or a Wii U, shame on you if you didn't. Wind Waker. It's a gem. I also turned on Twilight Princess, and still going to defend that game until I'm 6 feet under. So, love that game too. I do have to say, Wind Waker controls better than Twilight Princess, but I don't care.
Okay.
That's it, though. I don't really have... I mean, I also been playing a bunch of Destiny, but nobody wants to hear about that on this show, so...
Courty, what have you been playing with Power?
I have been kind of getting back into Animal Crossing. I kind of took like a quick little break on it, and then I've also been playing Disney Dreamlight Valley a little bit. Just a little, not much. It will never take away Animal Crossing. And then I've also been playing Grand Theft Auto 5. Only because I know
no
that's only...
sound effects, Ed. People are allowed to play games you don't like.
Yeah. My brother's been, he's, I guess, lacking friends, per se. And he's all like, play online with me. And like, okay. And it's kind of been fun. I'm kind of getting the adjust of the game. And I'm like, oh, okay. So this is cool. This is different.
You're in the online function.
Yeah. It's the rated R version of Animal Crossing.
Who's the Tom Nook of Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah, right?
Capitalist swine.
I was not expecting an answer to that question. All right.
But Daniel, what have you been playing with Power?
So I've been kind of all over the board too, trying to decide what I want to fully commit to next. So I've been playing Wargroove a little bit, which is might be unfamiliar to a fair amount of people because it's a smaller game, I think. But it was on sale, so it seemed like a good time. It's a SRPG like Advanced Wars.
Yeah.
And it's they go really all out with like the character designs and everything. So that keeps it pretty fun, but the abilities of like your commander are pretty low key. So like it doesn't tend to factor too much into your map battles. But the designs are so cool that I just find myself continuing to play, despite it being a very like mid experience where it's very stable. It never like peaks or valleys. It's just fine. But I'm enjoying it because of all the designs and the characters and the weird lore and stuff. And then the other thing that I tried, and I did not get very far because the pace of it was like suffocating me because I like faster paced things, was I tried the Bayonetta Origins demo. And it is slow. I don't know if it's like a full visual novel game or not. Played for about an hour, and I only got through like a little bit. And it's even like set up like a book where like as you like read through the text, like pages are flipping. So not really my speed, but I've been trying to expand my games beyond sword wielding children who lose their parents and have to fight dragons as a result games. So it was a nice thing to try, but definitely not really up my alley.
It improves as you go along. I think they just wanted people to get the basics of it. Of you playing as Bayonetta and her treasure cat and everything. So I can understand the slower pace to it. But it is a fun game. I will say. I know I need to get back to it because I only did the demo, and I was excited to play the game, but some other things came up like Octopath Traveler 2 and everything. I'm trying to like really work through that game and everything. What did you think of the music though?
The music, I actually didn't have the volume on, so I think I probably just stabbed you in the heart, and I apologize. But I did think the art style was incredibly cool.
Yeah, the art style was really great. I know you might not go back to it, but like even if you just cut on the demo and just like put on the headphones to hear the music, I think you would definitely really appreciate it. It's so good, and I think what I love about the music is that it really has a Nintendo feel over than what Platinum is usually known for with their music.
Yeah, I'd probably go back since you're telling me that it picks up a little. That might be like the kick in the pants to go back and try it. But like when like it looks like she's running, but like you're moving very slowly, like
Yeah,
almost like it's like a frame rate issue or something where you like don't know if you're like if it's stalling or that's just like the way it is. It was
so
just
she's
very odd.
so she's moving that way because she's a kid. So they did it because it wouldn't make sense of her being fast, like being fast and stuff, because it's not really a stylish action game. It's kind of just like a platform puzzle action game kind of, and I think it was meant to be a little bit more easier and relaxing for those who are not used to the fast-paced action. So it's really a more Nintendo style game design game than it is like a platinum design game in a sense. But the music is really really good, and I feel like that's something that you'll definitely appreciate.
It might be one of those things where my fiance is not a huge gamer, but like might be willing to do something more stylized like that. So it might be like one of those things where I'm like, "Hey, play this," and I'll kind of sit here and watch you, kind of things.
Yeah, I think she'll definitely get into it because it's not that hard to challenge you and stuff, but it looks quite fun. So, um, for me, everybody, play more Octopath Traveler. I am on Timnos story because I finished one story that like almost kicked my tail, but I was able to make it through. This one, I got to the boss and it does the like she does a second transformation and everything, and I find out her story. And I thought that they gave her an attack for her to kill my whole party. And so my whole party straight up died. And I'm thinking, okay, something's gonna happen. They're gonna bring them back, and it's gonna be like it's a cutscene. It's gonna bring them back. We're gonna fight. We're gonna defeat her. That mug said game over, and I cut it off because I'm just like, are you serious? Like I was. She has 100,000 hit points, and so with Octopath Traveler 2, you gotta try to break her, like get the shield thing down before you could do a lot of damage.
Right.
And I was just like, are you? She was taking out so much damage, and because she has this dark power that hurts you, because it kind of halves your healing spell. Like you cannot like heal all the way. So if you was doing like 1,200 hit points for your whole team, you will only get 600 back. I'm like, are you serious? And it's just like, but my characters are they're overpowered. They got some great weapons. They got some great equipment. And she just wiped our whole team out. I'm like, are you? So now I got to do it all over again to fight her. It's like, I don't want to do all of this, but there's no choice. I got to do it if I want to beat the game or beat his story. So, that's that with Octopath Traveler 2. I purchased Resident Evil 4 Remake. It looks really good. I will say graphically, it looks really good.
It
It's
looks
really
incredible.
creepy.
The ray tracing, I watched some of it just because like I played a little bit of the first one, but like not enough. And I was I was cleaning the office yesterday, and I had Jeff Gersman was playing it on his YouTube channel, and I turned that on, and I gotta say, like the ray tracing and all the lighting effects mixed with like just all the different ways that game shows off that kind of stuff, it looks incredible. I gotta say, Capcom's RE engine, like it's it's one of the best engines out there that's not called Unreal, right? I mean, it's incredible for what they're using it for. Like, I don't know how they could make it any better. It's so clean and crisp, and the lighting's great, and the reflections and the puddles are great, and the character models look pretty good, right? Oh man, it's so good.
Yeah, they did a lot of different stuff. I haven't played a lot of it. Like I haven't got into the town fight that was in the demo, so I'm excited to get to that one. But I am enjoying it. I am playing it on easy, because I beat the original already. So I kind of just wanted to put it on easy to see how quickly I could get through this game, and just see all the new bits. So
it's good to hear that there's an easy mode, because I will probably be playing it there as well. Because
yes,
well,
last but not least, I picked up Have a Nice Death. This is the
Very good.
roguelike action game where you play as Death and you're trying to go on vacation. Really fun. It takes a while to learn control wise, because with something like that, I kept thinking this game doesn't let you double jump, and I need double, because I love, if I'm doing platforming games and they offer me double jump and air dashing, that literally is my dodge mechanic for a lot of stuff. To jump out the way and then dash. But it's kind of cool. I am enjoying it. It is funny and endless writing. I died once already and got sent to the back from the beginning. I just gotta now play some more. And fight some different bosses and stuff like that. But it is a good game. It really is. I'm gonna see if I could get through the game in like one run. I'll be excited if I could achieve that. But yeah, Have a Nice Death. It is good. I did have a technical issue. It was kind of like going to this next section and the frame rate dropped drastically. But then when it picked up, it was smooth and everything. So I don't know if that was a bug or anything, because it didn't do that when I started the game or something. It just kind of happened on the second run that I was doing. So pretty much that's all I've been playing. There were some games that I did buy on Series X, but that's for another day. I'm still waiting for Hogwarts and Dead Space to drop in price for a sale, and I'll pick them up. I know Target got a buy one get one half off for their games, but I could wait for those two. I'm not in such a hurry.
Did you see that Hogwarts Legacy seemingly has already outsold Elden Ring?
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It's almost, I think the projected numbers for the NPD are, or whatever their reporting numbers are over 20 million already. And they're about to hit 2 more marketing meets with the Xbox One and PS4 versions coming out soon, and then the Switch version. Man, that's I don't know how that game's gonna run on Switch.
And that's with the physical and digital versions put together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Game's really good, by the way. Not that I haven't said that on the show before, but man, Hogwarts Legacy is really good.
I mean, people were playing it and showing it off. So I think now some people are in the completion mode right here and getting a platinum in a full achievement list.
I have to say, a lot of the extra stuff gets pretty samey, and there's a lot of collectibles and side content in that game that just, I don't know, it kind of feels, okay, I've done this before. I think it's time to finish the game and move on. But, for completionists and stuff, that stuff's, there's a lot of things there for people to continue the game. I finished it in, 30-something hours. So, and I did a lot of the side stuff, so... I heard 100% completion's more around 70 hours, but
You think you're gonna do that?
No. I don't have a life where I'm able to do that.
Challenge accepted. This is your 2023 goal.
No. Pass. No, I would have to have 0 children and 0 wives and 0 responsibilities to even think about doing that. So, it'd be great though. If I could do that, not having kids and a wife. I meant not. It'd be great if I could do that. Had time to do that. Anyways, continue. Get me out of this rabbit hole before I dig myself further.
Well, everybody, it's time for Family News. Courty, take it away.
Okay, Family News, everybody. Our first story comes from Nintendo Life. Lego 2K Drive is coming to Nintendo Switch along with real money microtransactions and a possible crossover with other IP. It is priced at $59.99 and will release on May 19th. Lego 2K Drive is the first partnership from their deal in 2022. If you guys remember, WB is no longer the exclusive rights holder to Lego. Lego is branching out. Visual Concepts is developing the game, and many wonder if it'll hold up well to the 60 million selling Mario Kart 8. Who's wondering that, Ed? Is Ed wondering this?
Well, I mean, there's some people who think that this game looks really good, and the way that they were showing it off, on Nintendo Switch, people were just like, well, would it have the quality of Mario Kart? Because
you know what's coming out next month that it is free to play. It's also like Mario Kart. Is Disney Speedstorm, the follow up to Disney Dreamlight Valley, and I will not be getting Lego because of Disney Dreamlight Valley. Not that I would be anyway.
Yep.
Anyways, continue. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no, that was it.
And by not meaning to interrupt you, I totally meant to interrupt you for a comedic effect. So.
It sounds like I might be the only person ridiculously excited about this, and not even necessarily because it's certainly not going to beat Mario Kart 8 by any stretch of the imagination. But the idea of creating your own vehicle sounded pretty cool. I think it's pretty clear that Lego is right up my alley.
Nice.
So the idea of building your own vehicle has a lot of appeal, but Lego's tried to play in these different sandboxes before. Lego Brawls came out not too long ago, which was Lego Smash Bros. And I think that flamed out pretty hard. So I can't imagine this doing ridiculously well, because I don't think the Lego games tend to be these mammoth cash cows. But
yeah, I think definitely not what they used to be.
Definitely not.
Does anyone remember that Lego Skyward Skylander game that they did with Batman?
The Dimensions, Lego Dimensions.
Yeah.
It was like Disney Infinity and stuff where you bought the characters and you could play them in the game. Yeah.
Yep, there was that. There was there's a Lego version of Minecraft out there that Lego Worlds, I think is what it's called. So they try really hard to get into other spaces, and it usually feels like a half effort in a lot of ways. This looks like it could be pretty cool. Definitely not Mario Kart 8 cool, but I think it has some pretty good potential here.
To be fair, Mario Kart 8 is an amazing game. That game is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I almost kind of want Lego to pass it just because that would be such a fascinating thing to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, It theoretically has the potential to, because it's on 7 platforms instead of 1 or 2, I guess technically. But
It'll be on mobile.
Yeah.
Lego will put it literally everywhere.
Yeah.
It'll be like a test version.
Surprisingly, it's going to only be on Switch, PS4, and PS5. Xbox is not getting it.
What? That's not true.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yep. I looked it up on Nintendo Life, and they said when it gave the release date, they said...
Well, that's funny, because Pure Xbox has an article that says Lego 2K Drive license service includes real money transactions on Xbox.
Yeah, I saw that too when I was looking it up.
Really?
Wrong.
Nintendo Life must have forgot there, because they had... oh, wow. Nintendo Life just showed PS4, PS5. They didn't show series. They didn't show nothing for Xbox or even PC.
That's because they don't like Xbox. They're just trying to like hide him and be like, "Oh, he doesn't even exist."
Well, to be fair, I guess, like Nintendo Life and Push Square and Pure Xbox they're all owned by the same company, but Nintendo Life and Push Square are way bigger than Pure Xbox, and Pure Xbox wasn't even around for like 5 years. And so like they just rebooted it with the launch of the Series X, because they thought, it would become bigger with the launch of a new console. And I mean, I guess you got to have all three to seem like an unbiased kind of site. But yeah, I think I don't know. I think sometimes there's so much and PlayStation's obviously feels like the bigger brand, especially from a European audience standpoint, because that's where these websites are based out of. And I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of neglect towards Xbox. I was like, I was playing around the other day. Side tangent, everybody. Roll up your sleeves, strap in. We're going in.
Ooh, I was like, muscle.
I was designing a logo for a new Xbox podcast, which I have no plans of launching, because I don't think enough people are covering Xbox in a way that is serviceable to Xbox fans. I think a lot of people are covering Xbox in a way that, like, sometimes there's a negative light on it, or Xbox has no games, and that's been the narrative, and it just feels like a real negative conversation around Xbox, and a lot of the times kind of rightly so, right? Because like I think Xbox has done a lot of good things, but they're just really struggling to get the games out, and having that message kind of go their way. And I know a lot of people are complaining about their $1 subscription trial going away, which I roll hard back of the head. Whatever. You can't just have a $1 subscription and expect Game Pass to survive, but that's another story for another day. And I think there needs to be some positivity around Xbox in a lot of ways, and I just don't think anybody's really seeing the forest through the trees a lot of the time. And everybody's so focused on Xbox isn't getting games out, and are they going to pass this deal? And I don't know.
This is why you should get your own Xbox podcast and go, "Hey, everybody, this is how cool Xbox is, and here's all the updates," because that's what we do.
Well, we used to have one. We were doing an Xbox podcast for a long time. It's just our schedules got so busy, and Jesse took some time off, and we just couldn't fill the void with it. And we used to record it in this time slot, actually, on Sunday nights, and it's something I would absolutely love to get back to, especially since over the last few years I've become more of an Xbox primarily Xbox player. Wow, English hard. And it's something I would really love to get back to at some point, but we just have so much going on now, and like I'm struggling to find time to record everything that we're already recording, let alone adding that to a show, unless it was like a half-hour solo thing that I did, but when it's time, we'll bring it back. It's just right now it's not it, but someday. But I really want to do one again. I really miss it a lot of the time. So, but and also, like, last time I was hosting it, I had to leave this show for a while to host it which also killed me. So, balance, everybody. Anyways, Lego 2K Drive seems cool. I hope people who get it enjoy it.
I think it'll kind of live or die on that, like, build your own cart mechanic. Like, if that's like pretty sophisticated, and like I can build like in the game art that and like screenshots and stuff they released, like there was like a hamburger car, and like if I can drive like a hamburger car around, that sounds like a lot of fun.
You think people are going to try to build a lot of licensed vehicles and share them? Because like I think that's the thing too, is like you're going to have to be able to share these vehicles too, right?
Yeah, I would think that would be a pretty key mechanic.
Yeah. You would think so, but then you get someone like Nintendo who makes a game literally about building levels and doesn't give you a good way to share them. Mario Maker.
So I think it'll live and die on that, since that's like the one unique thing it offers to other racing things.
I think it needs to be cross-play too, and cross save, cross-play, cross-share, everything. Like you got to get the whole Lego community involved to make this work too.
Yep, definitely. Probably hype it on Lego Masters or something.
Yeah. Now, it would be cool. Hear me out, guys. They make a whole line of car-based Legos surrounding this game. And then you could use the cars that you build in the game.
Yeah, if they could cross over with like stud.io, where you, like the Lego builder program, like if you could cross that into the game.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
I mean,
I'm sure they did not invest enough effort to do that, but the idea is cool.
I know they already have a car line for Legos.
Yep, they have like a couple different car lines. There's I think they actually just released like a Fast and the Furious like tribute car set not too long ago.
Nice.
So
I'd buy that Nissan whatever that thing is he drives in the second movie. The silver
I think
one
it was
where he
a trick
drives on the wrong
Honda
side.
Civic.
That'd be cool. Did you say a black Civic?
Just a tricked out Honda Civic.
Wow.
But it was a joke. I can't remember what kind of car it was.
Does it come with a DVD player?
I think it comes with Paul Walker.
Oh man, good times. Good times. All right, we're moving on before this gets any weirder. Canon or not, it seems that we found how the one-up mushroom was created. It seems they come from well, no easy way to say it, but they are grown from dead Marios. In the 1990s, in a 1996 manga, there's a picture of Mario slumped over in the ground where he is buried. From that, a one-up mushroom sprouts out of him, and from the picture, it makes you feel, it makes you think or feel unease.
Absolutely,
Gross.
It does. What the heck?
I liked it better when Mario had no lore and I could just jump and not care. I don't want to know these things.
There was this Flash game where I used to play that every time you die, the place you die in, like a tombstone, would show up where your death was. And like you'd get playing so much that like, and you'd die so much because it was a pretty hard game, that like the whole maps would just be tombstones. And I feel like that reminds me of this. It's just depressing and sad.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of not that Super Meat Boy does this, but at the end of a replay, like you can rewatch your replay and all of your characters will like go across a level at a time, but it shows every character die except for the one that you finished with. Obviously, it just shows how they died and where they died and blood splattering everywhere. It's so cool. Super Meat Boy, by the way, a gem. Super Meat Boy Forever, not so much. Super Meat Boy, very good. Shout out to Matthew Keel who turned me on to that sucker. Anyways, mushrooms grow from dead Marios. I wonder if we'll see that in the movie. That'll make it canon. Gosh, could you imagine?
Oh my goodness.
You think we'll see Mario die and flash back to life?
No.
You don't think there's going to be a one-up mushroom?
Nah.
Nope.
Oh, man. Come on, you got everything else in there. By the way, did you see the Donkey Kong commercial that came out today? Like the short run, like 15-second, like Facebook ad commercial or Instagram ad commercial, where
No,
it's
I
just
haven't.
Seth Rogen laughing as Donkey Kong the whole time while he's riding a Mario Kart. He's like doing his dumb Seth Rogen laugh.
Oh no, I haven't seen it.
It's kind of funny. It's kind of fun. I'm beginning to get excited for that movie. I mean, not that I wasn't excited for it, but I'm like getting really excited for that movie now. I'm hoping to see it with my nephews the weekend it comes out. So
It looks really interesting.
Next week it'll be out.
So excited. Very excited. What is it, April 5th now?
Yep.
Great. All right, guys. Are you ready for this? The big story of the day. Get your katanas sharpened and prepare for a tubular experience because a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game is on the way based off The Last Ronin. I'm very excited. I'm not going to spoil The Last Ronin here, but basically the overall story is there's one turtle who survives, and the other turtles and Splinter and basically everybody that this turtle cares about is gone. And so he fights with all their weapons and fighting styles to avenge his family and seek justice for his family. It is really cool. It is really awesome. I'm not going to spoil because like the series has been out for a while. I think the last issue just got published like a couple months ago, and they reveal who the final turtle is. And you can actually buy the full graphic novel on Amazon. It's only like $17. I highly recommend it, even if you're not into Ninja Turtles. Even if your knowledge of Ninja Turtles is like very baseline. It's incredible. And if we're going to get like a full-on kind of action RPG out of this, man, I hope they don't go the God of War route. I actually think God of War is incredibly overrated and very boring. I would like to see some sort of open world, kind of like Horizon, actually. But give me that. Yes, I am all for this. Very for this. Oh man, Ed, was I not just talking about how we need? Actually, we probably said it like 1,000 times over the last 5 or 6 years. Because remember when there was that Rocksteady rumor, the rumor that Rocksteady was working on a Ninja Turtles game, and I was like, I hope it's like Batman and Arkham, and they're like, no, we're not doing that. I'm like, oh no, we should totally get a Batman Arkham style Ninja Turtles game. This is it. It's happening. So very excited. I should have worn my Ninja Turtles shirt. Dang it.
But my question is, who the developer is. And
yeah, I wonder who the developer is.
Will they do this game justice? Because it's not coming out for a few years.
No, we're actually getting a AAA Ninja Turtles game this year. Supposedly, that's the word on the street, as the kids say.
But my question is this: does this have anything to do with Nickelodeon?
Yeah, well, Nickelodeon owns Turtles, so I'm assuming. But I think Nickelodeon, because they've been working with Game Mill for so long, right? And like, which is the company that Hasbro uses for like G.I. Joe and like the crappy Transformers game that just came out. And I think Nickelodeon, is taking more of what Disney's been doing with Marvel and Star Wars and their kind of Disney stuff, right? Where like, I think they're going to start going to developers that have a decent, whatever, and decent pedigree and saying, hey, make this game for us. And I think Ninja Turtles is obviously one of Nickelodeon's biggest IP at the moment.
Do they also own the comics? Nickelodeon does?
Nickelodeon. Well, IDW has the publishing rights to Ninja Turtles. So I'm guessing IDW made a deal, or maybe even Kevin Eastman made a deal, because I think he still has some sort of ownership over the Turtles. One of them pieced out a long time ago because they got in an argument about the cartoon and merchandising and everything. If you want to know the whole story, there's actually a really great Netflix documentary called The Toys That Made Us, and there's a whole Ninja Turtles episode. I would watch that. It's 45 minutes long. It's incredibly detailed in 45 minutes, and it tells basically how they used to fight. And this was the Last Ronin was actually the first comic book they wrote together since that kind of initial run that they were a part of during like the height of Ninja Turtles in the 80s and 90s. And this was the first time they actually got back together to write a graphic novel. And yeah, I wonder if IDW or Kevin Eastman actually like are in charge somehow, but I think this is going to be a Nickelodeon product regardless.
Because I feel like this game is going to be dark.
Oh
like
yeah,
it's going to have it ill-rated.
It has to be. If it's not at least teen rated, they're screwing up, and it's got. I think it has to have an M rating because the comic book has like a 13 plus rating on it.
Yeah, because I feel like Nickelodeon wouldn't do anything teen or M-rated. So
I don't know. I feel like they're open to it, dude. They had freaking Ren and Stimpy on TV for a decade. You think they're really not gonna?
But I'm talking about for games.
Well, I think this game needs to be M-rated and super dark and super awesome. I'm so excited for this. If it's not at least a 7 and good and playable, I'm going to be disappointed. Like, to be honest with you, I'm not expecting a 10 out of 10, right? But if it's not at least like a 7, I'm going to be pretty disappointed.
I think it would be fun if it was more like a 90s themed, kind of era when they had like all their like pretty much almost live action that they did.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
I'd
take that.
We need a game based off the 1990 Ninja Turtles movie. That's what we need. We need more of that, please. Should be more of that. Chop chop.
More pizza and wine.
God, that was the second movie. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's like a big joke between us because like the second movie opens with like a shot of New York City, and then it just has like, I don't know, the montage is probably like 10 minutes long of just random people eating pizza, like these cops who arrested somebody and they're all eating pizza, and these kids over here eating pizza. And there's one scene where a guy in like a tuxedo and a lady in a really nice dress are like sitting on the stoop next to the river eating pizza. I'm like, this is like out of place. Your clothes look not man. That second movie, why? The more I think about that second movie, the more I don't understand why people like that movie more than the first one.
I love that one. I think it's because it's like I love the first one. I think the second one is like the fights are better. And then, you got the ninja rap and stuff.
Well, yeah, because you had a budget.
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles 1, still the highest grossing independent movie of all time. Fun fact. Also, the last movie Jim Henson worked on before he died. Rip. Anyways, anybody excited for Ninja Turtles? I am. That movie looks good too.
I'm excited for it. I think I can't wait to see more. Hopefully it shows something at E3 of next year, like some concept art or something.
Yeah, I mean, this was just during like a Paramount earnings call, so I'm like, who knows how far into development this is, right?
Yeah.
Who knows? Paramount. As long as they don't make it like the Halo TV show, then
Which I need to start watching.
I know I haven't watched it yet. I'm so scared to. Everybody has made the Master Cheeks joke so many times that I'm just like so scared to watch it. Man,
I'd be interested to try this. I haven't played a Ninja Turtles game since maybe like Sega, so it's been a long time.
Hyperstone Heist?
Hyperstone Heist, best Ninja Turtles game.
Yes, I believe so.
Oh, I'm surprised you didn't get the Turtles collection.
Yeah, not yet. I don't tend to be a huge Turtle fan in general. I don't like hate them. They're just not normally something I follow along too closely with. But something like this that's more stylized is something I would definitely be willing to try.
Okay.
Yeah, they did come out and say that they are drawing inspiration from the new God of War games, which is like, as a single player experience, as long as I don't have some like creepy kid following me around, I'll be okay with. I just, So, all right. Well, that's it for Family News, everybody. We're going to go into Pack Watch. This is the segment where we tell you all the games that are coming out in the near and not too distant future. On 3:30, we have Dredge. Captain your fish trawler. Oh my gosh, fishing trawler to explore a collection of remote isles and their surrounding depths to see what lies below. Sell your catch to locals and complete quests to learn more about each area's troubled past. Outfit your boat with better equipment to trawl deep sea trenches and navigate to far off lands, but keep an eye on the time. You might not like what you find in the dark. Ooh, gross.
It's getting a lot of good reviews, and someone said it's literally for them. It's on their list of Game of the Year.
What
nomination?
How can it be on your Game of the Year if it's not out yet?
I think they probably got like an early review copy.
The review that I read had, like, at the very bottom, like, the pros and the cons are listed, and like one of the pros was like it's actually scary, and then like the next pro on the list was like it's always fun when random tentacles show up, and I was thinking like, how is that fun? But the style and the graphic style of it looked really cool, but I'm not sure this is one I'd probably run out and try.
I don't do scary games. If it's scary, you can count me out. I'm shocked that I'm playing Resident Evil 4. Well, that's because I didn't know they're going to change so much, and I know that the Resident Evil 4 is not that scary, but now it's scary apparently. So, Assault Suit Vulcan also comes out on the 30th. The definitive Super Nintendo mecha game. Assault Suits Vulcan is a mecha shoot 'em up released by Masaya in 1992. Pilot your Vulcan mecha across 7 stages. The original Assault Suits Vulcan was censored and edited for its international release as Cybernator. This new declassified version finally offers the original Assault Suits Vulcan officially translated into English for the first time. Cool. Cybernator. Man, that's a terrible name. That is so awful.
It's that B-movie film kind of
so bad
title.
So bad. Pocket Academy 3, your favorite dream school simulator, is back and better than ever, introducing the Super Fun School Festival. Yes. Build facilities and create a great school environment. Set up classrooms, a cafeteria, and a counseling room. A little nerve-wracking for students to get called in there. Place compatible facilities together to create popular spots which will make your school really stand out. As the school's popularity and rep goes up, enrollment applications will flood in. Cool. Sounds like a campus, 2-point campus a little bit.
Like Roller Coaster Tycoon, but it's a school.
Yeah. Man, Roller Coaster Tycoon. Where's Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic for Switch? You release 3, and you release that abomination called Adventures. Where's the first one?
I was surprised it was Pocket Academy 3 because I had never heard of this until today. So
you should hurry up and play the prequels.
I guess so. Like, I can't play 3. I'm not going to know what's going on.
I know. How are you going to know? What if Dave the Builder, the consistent guy throughout the games, has like, he broke his arm and now his protege is coming up through the ranks? You don't know.
No. So many narrative threads I'm not going to have any clue about.
Oh, man. Maybe they'll have a previously on segment that you can catch up on.
Wow.
A couple visual novels to read before I actually get to play.
Oh no. Papertress is also on 3:30. Man, a lot of games on March 30th. Papertress is an interesting and fun arcade puzzle game in which colored cubes can be combined in all 6 possible directions, and you decide where to place them. It offers not only the classic puzzle variant, but also different depths. There are also power dice and numerous possible combinations in a carefully hand-painted classic, but modern game of skill.
And if anybody wants to know more about this, our very good old Shane Kelly did a review for bossrush.net. So do go check that out.
Good job, Shane. Yeah. So, not gonna lie, I don't think I'm going to check anything out on this list.
So
yeah, nothing really wowable.
I do have Dread because it's a demo, so I do have the demo, so I might check it out. Maybe Assault Suit Valken. I'll check out. I think I'll wait for a review and watch some video on it, but nothing at this time.
Yeah, slow week for Switch, I guess. Didn't something? Oh, Bayonetta came out this month. I'm like, what was the Nintendo game that came out this month? And it was Bayonetta. So, whoops.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's what's coming out this week for Pack Watch. Let's get into Game Fact Advance. Huh?
Yes.
Game Fact Advance. This is a Ninja Turtles themed one, so buckle in. With the announcement of the last Ronin being turned into a game, a lot of us can remember when Konami made Ninja Turtles games back in the 90s. It wasn't easy, though, due to the fact that Konami had to make a subsidiary company to get them done. These were Ultra games on the NES, right?
Yes.
Nintendo had a strict rule that publishers can only publish 5 games for the NES per year. To get around it, Konami created Ultra Games. It was created in 1988 and closed in 1992 when the restriction was loosened for the Super Nintendo. Titles like Metal Gear, Contra, and Ninja Turtles were released with that logo. That logo was super cool, by the way. You can still play the NES Turtles games with last year's release of the Cowabunga collection on the Nintendo Switch. I really like Ninja Turtles 2 and 3 on the NES. I actually was playing the third game a couple months ago. I was playing, and it's just a sequel to the arcade game. It's not really that different, but I really like those. I think the Super Nintendo games, or the Super Nintendo game and the Genesis games, are like the top tier Turtles games. So if you do have the Cowabunga, if you're thinking about getting the Cowabunga collection, you can test out the other games. The Game Boy games aren't really anything to write home about, although the third Game Boy game is basically a Metroid game. So if you like Metroid, you should play Turtles 3 on the Game Boy on that collection. But with that said, Hyperstone Heist and Turtles in Time, for the console versions, are the best games from that era, in my opinion. I don't think that's a terrible opinion. Also, the original arcade game is also very good. So, all right, Ed, I'm kicking it back to you for Question Block.
All right, so everybody, it's time for our final section, which is Question Block. Dave
no, Ed, you
Wayne,
gotta say it right. Say it right.
Oh, it's time for Question Block.
Thank you.
Dave Wayne asks, which would you rather have? A turn-based Zelda game like older Final Fantasy, or strategy RPG Zelda for something like Fire Emblem? Courty,
I would say
you have?
The Final Fantasy version. I think that would be fun. It would give us more like a personal connection with all of the characters, like Final Fantasy did.
But you're not going to be able to date any of the characters, like Fire Emblem.
No, I mean their destinies already like portrayed there, so more story. I would like, and Final Fantasy really had that for me, so I'd go towards that one.
Daniel.
Yeah, I think to do like a Fire Emblem style Zelda game, you'd have to have like way more characters. I feel like you'd be really scraping the bottom of the barrel as far as like, what are you going to have, like the chicken lady as like release her chicken? Okay, I might be selling myself, so let me stop right there.
You're going to end up trying to marry the chicken lady instead of Zelda.
The waifu bait.
You know what you could do, though? You could do a Hyrule Warriors situation where you just pull a bunch of different characters from different timelines and different series in.
Every single link.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It could work. I think the Final Fantasy route makes more sense because you could have Link be sort of your main character, and then you could introduce like a Goron and a Zora and a Deku, and kind of like rotate characters in and out like that. So I think that would make more sense to me.
That would make Zelda, Legend of Zelda 2 better.
Yeah.
Courty?
I think a JRPG makes more sense for that series, although I would prefer a strategy RPG. I like Fire Emblem more than and if you would have asked me like 10 years ago, I would have said you're dumb. I would love a JRPG of Zelda, but I actually think I prefer strategy RPGs now over JRPGs. I don't know why. I don't know how that changed or why that changed, but I don't know. I think there's a lot of JRPGs recently have become more action oriented. Not that I don't enjoy a good action RPG either, but like there's something about the turn based and kind of planning your attacks and not having to worry if the enemy is going to like dunk on you while you're trying to be strategic, right? It just feels better. But I think in terms of Zelda, I think like almost like a Xenoblade style RPG would probably work too, so which I guess is technically turn based, but you can move around and feels more engaging.
Mm-hmm. Like Final Fantasy VI, that would be a nice like a Zelda version of that. I think could work pretty well.
I've never played Final Fantasy VI. To be fair, I've never played a lot of games on Super Nintendo, so
yeah,
because I never had one until later, and then I just
moved on.
I was captured by the Nintendo 64 and the GameCube that I was just like, I'm not going back to 2D games. Gross, flat pixels.
So
I want
he
geometry.
Has to be playing.
Geometry.
Yeah. As Shovel Knight becomes one of my favorite games of all time.
Wow.
Well,
for me, I'm going to go for the turn-based Zelda game. My reasons is, I just don't think there's enough characters to do like a Fire Emblem style. And then trying to move Link around, knowing good or well he has limited range to move, man, that doesn't sit right with me. So, yeah, that's that answer. So we're gonna move on. And Stephanie asks, "Do you think we'll see more Zelda amiibo reprints for Tears of the Kingdom? Which ones do you want to see reprinted?" Daniel, I'm gonna start with you.
So I actually don't have any amiibos, so might not be the best person to start with. Having listened to your show before, there's like a Link Wolf amiibo that seems pretty popular that everybody wants. Is that about right?
Yeah, it's the one from Twilight Princess.
Try buying it.
Game.
Try buying it on eBay right now. Did you know that Twilight Princess HD is going for like $120 on Wii U right now?
Not surprised.
The Fire Emblem Wii game is like $180,
I know.
and then like
the GameCube
Path of
version is
Radiance
like
for
$300.
Yeah. So like I totally believe it. I'm surprised it's not more, to be honest.
So I don't want to get into that story again, but I remember where you used to be able to walk into any GameStop and they would have Fire Emblem for $24.99 for GameCube. You could just walk in and buy it and be like, that's how I bought my copy. And then, well,
things happen.
Sadness happened.
Courty, what about you?
Me?
Yes.
I think they should all be reprinted. Because I know those, especially like the 30th anniversary ones, were so short printed when they came out. Like I have most of them. I have the one that I actually just pre-ordered the Majora's Mask and the Twilight Princess one because I didn't have those. The only one now that I'm missing, I think, is the Skyward Sword one, which I'm expecting Target because I think that was the Target exclusive one. And by the way, they're all retail exclusive again, so good luck. So I mean, Skyward Sword is the one that I need, but I would like all of them to get reprinted because they all do unique things, and they all give you like the outfits from those games, right? And the kind of items. I think when you scan the Majora's Mask one, you actually get Majora's Mask to wear, which is cool. The Wolf Link the Wolf Link amiibo is actually really cool because the wolf actually helps you in the game. Like he'll like flank enemies for you. He'll go grab items and equipment for you if you tell him to. Like it's actually a very beneficial part of the game, and actually how I played Breath of the Wild entirely. And I know if you buy it now, it's only a 3-heart amiibo, but like if you played Twilight Princess HD and you did the 50 floor dungeon, you could level that thing up to 20 hearts, and that was incredible. That was an incredible experience to have a partner like that in that game, especially in some of the tougher, bigger battles, especially like when a Lionel was coming up on you and you could scan that amiibo in and it would distract the Lionel while you kind of like attacked it from the side. And you could only scan it once a day, so like if it died or whatever, if it lost all of its heart, it was cool because actually when it lost all of its hearts, it actually got sucked back up into like a Twilight realm kind of animation, which was super cool. So I'd like to see that reprinted as well, because that's actually a very beneficial, serviceable part of Breath of the Wild, and I hope that they are able to do that in Tears of the Kingdom also. Like I hope when you scan that thing in, that dog comes running out and you get to pet it and it does things for you. Please, Nintendo, please let Wolf Link be that was such an essential part of Breath of the Wild for me. Especially because like Twilight Princess, like before Breath of the Wild, was my favorite Zelda game, and like just having that little connection there too made it really cool.
All right, Courty.
I am on the same page with him on them getting the Wolf Link one back. I think that one would be good. Also, I think it would be kind of cool to have the Ocarina of Time one, just to have the tunes if you wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, those two would be like the only two really that I'd want back or reprinted.
You know what I am excited for, Ed? By the way, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. They did reprint all of the Mario ones for Mario Day, and I ordered them all.
Nice.
I'm a terrible human being.
Well, I know for me, I want the Guardian amiibo because I never got to get that last one. Even though I sold it at my job, they all sold out. They only sent us like 2 of them. And then when we had a Black Friday, they sent 4 of them, and those all sold out too. So I want a Guardian amiibo of it.
I would be shocked if they didn't reprint at least the Breath of the Wild ones.
That's what I'm thinking. So. Well, our final question comes from Safi. She asks, what do you think the biggest mistake Nintendo did as a brand, and what could they do to rectify it now, if anything? And I am going to say the biggest mistake that they did was doing the Virtual Boy. Like, I think that one was definitely a big mistake. I think they did rectify it with the new 3DS doing 3D without the glasses. But like right now, I think with the technology of VR, I think they could bring it back. Just not do the red and black visuals for it. And they could make it wireless. So that's my answer. Corey?
I mean, I think their biggest mistake is still ongoing, which is their online infrastructure. I think that thing is terrible. It's been terrible since the GameCube. I think what they need to do is really kind of fix their online infrastructure, and hopefully like with whatever comes after the Switch will be something that's worth using, like an Xbox Live account, right? Where like and we won't know if your Nintendo Switch Online account is that until the next system, right? Like we just don't know. I mean, we assume that the Nintendo ID thing that they've been doing will keep your purchases and keep your information, and you can move all this stuff forward. And like I just feel like their online stuff has been so bad, and you're seeing that now where that one YouTuber literally bought everything on the Wii U eShop for $22,000. It was like 1.1 terabytes of data. If you include all of the games and DLC, he went through and bought it all. It's a YouTube channel, a YouTube video, and he has a channel that can do that kind of thing. But like, the fact that you have to do that to get just to play the Wii U games that are stuck on there now, like after, I mean, by the time this episode goes live, Wii U eShop's gone and the 3DS eShop's gone. So you better update your consoles tonight, right? I mean, get everything else you want to get, but it's cool though because he actually donated. He actually bought a used Wii U and downloaded everything to a 2 terabyte hard drive, and donated it to the video game museum and preservation, and that way, like, there's at least one copy of all these games out there for preservation. And I thought that was a really nice and cool thing to do, because that's the big thing now is video game preservation. And I think the company that does it best is Xbox, which is like arguably the company that doesn't need to do it as much as someone like PlayStation and Nintendo. Not to say that people aren't nostalgic for Xbox games, but I just feel like the history of Nintendo and PlayStation and all the companies and games that surround those systems are much more important to the history of gaming, especially in the 90s and 80s, right? Like, Xbox didn't come around until 2001. And yeah, Halo and Fable and stuff like that are really important too in their own right. But like, these a lot of these things just aren't available now. And the fact that Xbox does it best is kind of eye-opening to a lot of gamers, as like an Xbox fan myself. Like, I don't know. I think it's weird that the possibility of the next Nintendo console not being backwards compatible or system linked, or your account system not being linked to all your Nintendo consoles, is going to be a big blow to Nintendo from multiple standpoints, and they need to figure that out.
All right. That's my Courty.
I didn't really have any problems with Nintendo, I guess, because I'm still like a baby into Nintendo. But I would say like the idea of them pushing the Wii U as soon as they did, I feel like that's like their own fault, because like everyone was still into the Wii, and they didn't even give like the Wii U a chance to really be there, because I didn't even play it. I was like, oh, that's something I want to play, and then all of a sudden it was up and it was gone. So I feel like that's
4.5 years.
Like one of their things.
Yeah, it's man, the Wii U is like, I hate that controller, but that whole console and the library and everything that system offers was like, I still feel like in the grand scheme of things, the Wii U, up until the Switch, but I mean the Switch is such a different beast, but I still think the Wii U is Nintendo's best console. Besides the Switch, obviously. But I mean, you see some of the best selling games on the Switch are Wii U ports. So what does that tell you?
They are.
Yeah. I think something like 6 out of the top 10 best selling Wii U games or Switch games were on the Wii U. So
yeah, I feel like they should have just kind of like played the waiting game before they upgraded to like the next console. I felt like they should have just took the time to really like, hey, like this is something that we're really proud of, instead of, oh, we did it, let's go jump into something else. Like, slow down, enjoy this, because now we're in a console that's almost about to be grandfathered in, and they haven't really talked much about the next console, So it's like, oh, there's all those years they've wasted, and they could have just made this the thing.
Yeah. To be fair though, Nintendo doesn't really need a new console in terms of the business side of things. I think the Switch is still doing monster numbers. Would I like a new Nintendo console? I would like an upgraded Switch is what I would. I don't think Nintendo needs a new console. I think they just need to make the Switch more powerful and have some sort of storage capacity on it. I think that's really all they need. I think the Switch is the best thing Nintendo has done, and I can't imagine something better at this point. Like, what do you even do?
Right.
No, but that's
Right.
that's not part of this conversation. I just
What about you, Daniel? You have the final say.
I basically agree with Courty that like the online stuff is so like bizarre. Like if I want to play a game with someone online and I want to actually like talk to them while I do it, I have to basically open Discord and talk to them through Discord or on the phone or something, and that's just so bizarre to me.
yes, that's what I want to do when I'm playing games is talk on the phone.
I know.
Oh,
You having a good time? I sure am.
yep. Mm.
And like with Lego 2K Racer coming out, like they got to get this straightened out. Like I have races to win against my friends that I'm not going to be able to effectively play or smack talk with.
Yeah, man, Nintendo. They're so great at so many things, and then they're so bad at so many other things, and you're just like, what are you doing?
It's like, can we balance it out a little bit?
Right.
Well, everybody, that's going to be it for Nintendo Pow Block. Thank you, Courty. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Courty. Everybody, have a great week. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you next time on Nintendo Pow Block. Bye, everybody. Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Bye.
Nintendo Pow Block is a product of Boss Rush Media, LLC, and is recorded from our headquarters in Akron, Ohio. The show is hosted by me, Edward Varnell. My co-hosts are Corey Derrick and Courty Yikes. You can find Courty at I Am Courty in HD on Twitter and Instagram, as well as hosting the Boss Rush Podcast and Tower Casuals, the Destiny Podcast. You can find Courty at Courty_Yikes on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. You can find me at That Richard Cole on Twitter and Instagram. Follow Nintendo Pow Block on all social media platforms at Pow Block Podcast. You can also follow Boss Rush Media and Boss Rush Network on all major social media platforms. Join the Boss Rush Network, Discord, and Facebook groups to interact with other friends and fans. Visit bossrush.net for more great content and patreon.com/bossrushmedia to learn how you can support this show. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.